Good morning, world. Good morning, wherever you are. You are on the Daily Huddle, and today's Friday. It's the 13th of October, and we've got a phenomenal conversation for you. I'm here with my very good friend and business partner, Giovanni Gonzalez. We are the co-founders of the Daily Huddle. That doesn't buy us much. It buys us being here in your presence and your listening, and that's the world to us. So thank you for being here. I begin today with a quote from our good friend, Napoleon Hill, the author of the book, Think and Grow Rich. And he says this: the starting point of all achievement is desire. Keep this constantly in mind. Weak desire brings weak results. Just a small fire makes a small amount of heat. Let's bring on the heat. Good morning, good morning. Welcome back, Gio. I have a question for you, brother, because I love the way you answer that question. Giovanni, where are you?
Okay, let me see. I'm still here.
You are here. You are here. It never else. You can be an inch away and you're right back here. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning.
What time is it? And who are you going to hug today? I ask you that question because I love who you hug.
Let's see, what time is it? The time is now, the only time that truly matters. And in just a little bit of time, when she gets out of her bed, I'm going to hug Caroline, my daughter.
You're here. The time is now. And Fareed, how are you? And what are you grateful for?
Well, today I am blessed. And I am grateful to see another day.
We are indeed all blessed. And we have with us today one of the blessings of the world. His name is Rex Sikes. He's a good friend of the Daily Huddle and a good friend of ours and a good friend of yours. In an era marked with rapid technological change, global challenges, and unprecedented uncertainty, there is an urgent need for direction, clarity, and resilience. The world today, more than ever, demands leaders who are grounded, visionary, and deeply rooted in principle that transcends fleeting trends. This presents a compelling case for the gathering of leaders that our good friend has pulled together to create for the world the Think and Grow Rich Institute Summit. So this weekend, beginning the 14th through the 16th, our very good friend Rex Sikes will be participating in that experience. It's a virtual experience centered around the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. Rex is here today with us to begin your immersion in the timeless principles of Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich and extend the personal invitation to you to join him and his friends like Mark Victor Hansen and Les Brown. Today's context question is, why do they tell us it's hard to succeed in business? Rex, it's always amazing to have you here. Welcome back to the Daily Huddle, my friend.
It is always amazing to be with you, Sorrel, and such esteemed colleagues and friends, and to be able to share time and space and broadcast to the universe goodness. And I appreciate you, and I appreciate them, all of us here, and our watchers and viewers now and in the future. Thank you, sir.
Well, begin the immersion with us. You posed the question, why do they tell us it's hard to succeed in business? Who is they specifically?
The amorphous they, who we know and never, like doctors say, witch doctors, witch doctors with a spear, those kind of doctors. It's an interesting thing, Sorrel. There are many people throughout history, educators in school, colleges, universities, programs like this one on television, streaming, workshops, and they will say, you have to work really hard, you have to sacrifice, you have to take risks, you have to sweat, you have to lose sleep, you have to give up your leisure in order to succeed, so that you can have a boat and a house, be able to travel, have that trophy spouse or significant other, and have all the status symbols of success, and then you'll be someone of importance because you have everything and you've worked really hard. Well, here's the downside to that is, one, they have it wrong. You could do that, and so many people do, and some people succeed, and many others burn out, give up, and do something different. And the reason for that is because if you've given up everything in order to succeed so that you can have a house or a car or a jet or a boat, and you get those things, and then you find out what so many people do is those things don't fulfill you. Things don't make you happy. The experiences you have in life make you happy. I've had so many millionaires and billionaires that I consult and coach with who go, look what I have, look what I have, look what I've done, look what I've accomplished. And then there's me, and I'm not happy, and I don't know what to do. So they work really hard to get to the top, and then find out that the top is really the bottom because they haven't gone anywhere. They haven't changed themselves, but they've acquired lots of stuff. There's nothing wrong with having stuff, but the difference is you be important first. You feel fulfilled inside yourself and complete. Then you do whatever you do from that, because Napoleon Hill said it's think hard and grow rich, not work hard and grow rich. And this is what so many people miss. Then they think, well, I have to work really hard on my thinking. If you give up everything to get something, and it took you 30 years, well, you've given up 30 years of sacrifice. Why not enjoy the 30 years? Because, as I always tell people, there's the destination. You may or may not make it to your destination. I could die today or tomorrow. I'm going to hope that that's not the case, but I could not make it to the end of my journey. So the only thing we really have is like what Giovanni said, I'm here, and that's now. And so every moment is truly, truly important. And if we sacrifice those moments in pursuit of something we think will make us happy, we may find out that we're sorrowfully disappointed and we've given up so much. So it was one of the reasons why when I had children, I decided I'm not letting business interfere with me raising my kids. I'm going to go to every event, do everything. I'm going to spend my time with them. And I can proudly and happily say, I never missed an event. I was there. I turned down jobs. This is true. I was in a position where I could do that. But that's the kind of life that we all could have, whether it's your kids or your family or traveling or doing something of great joy for yourself, and not putting things off. Procrastination is the worst thing, right? Why put off all your pleasure for success?
Let me ask you this.
Yes, sir.
You point to me having to grow myself first. That perhaps the key to being fulfilled in life is to look here first.
Beautiful.
Grow
Yeah.
myself first, transform, and then stuff will come. The destination, I may reach it, and I'll enjoy the journey. In Think and Grow Rich, I'm wondering if there are people out there who are relating to Think and Grow Rich, like another good self-help book.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of great quotes in it, lots of great sayings. But if you were to create for us in the short moment, the pathway to me transforming me first, as opposed to worrying about things, the quote unquote secret to living a fulfilled life. What's the pathway outlined or the pathway pointed to in Think and Grow Rich?
That's a beautiful question. I mean, that is and yes, I mean, there are answers. Not everybody's going to like my answer. Now, I've been reading Napoleon Hill every day since I was 11, with the exception of about a year and a half where I went through not reading it, and then I ended up having some trouble. So I'm not saying I had the troubles because I stopped reading it, but they seem to correlate quite well. People think that the book is a self-help book to kind of pull yourself up by your bootstraps to manage your thinking in a different way. And yes, it is that. It is that. You know, Napoleon Hill says, if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. So you first have to be able to imagine it and then believe in that. And then he provides a formula for doing that. Here's how you do it. And here's how you can do it. And some people read a book to get through it. They rush through it. They want to finish it. They say, I've read it. I ask people every day, have you read Think and Grow Rich? And they go, oh yeah, 20 years ago. Or some people say, I read it 3 times in my life. You know, and there are some others who've made a study of this book every single day of their life, you know, for most of their life. And I find it to be a very different book. And I love the book. It's one of my favorite books. And for that reason, I'll share this. And I'm sure there are people who are not going to agree. It's a spiritual book. Beyond anything else, it's not about doing, it's about becoming, it's about being, it's about raising your own vibration. He said, you know, he points out things that we're broadcasting all the time. We can't help but broadcast. We're broadcasting and a receiving station essentially in life. So what we put out, we get back. And then people say, well, that's the law of attraction. Well, yes, it is. So, but who you are determines what you do. So if you're broadcasting positively and optimistically and enthusiastically and passionately with the kind of desire that you have, with the conviction and confidence and faith that you can accomplish that, and because of that, of who you are and what you think and what you exude, and you know, you walk your talk, then you persist throughout difficulty because you understand that difficulty is there to inspire you, to motivate you, to get you to learn, to get you to adjust, to get you to change, and to leave your comfort zone. So this is why he says all hardship has within it the equivalent seed of opportunity, but you got to look for that opportunity. It's there, and not many people will. So they'll try and think differently instead of going, it's up to me to raise my vibration. It's up to me to transform myself, because when I do that, I transform my thinking. And from that, I transform what I say, so that only that comes out of my mouth are things that bless, heal, prosper, inspire, edify, uplift, and transform. And then the things that I do follow suit because I'm aligned in my heart and my head. And so things are easy, even when it's tough, meaning that if you have difficulty, not that the difficulty isn't there, but you navigate it differently because of who you are. You're not trying and struggling and efforting and working. It comes from your exuberance. It comes from your passion. This is why he says a little fire doesn't do much, but a big fire creates lots of heat. So if that heat is in you, then there are those people, Cyril, who say, well, desire is not a good thing. You have to learn to live without desires. Well, you get up in the morning, I get up in the morning. There are plenty of things we desire to do, whether it's to go to the bathroom or have a cup of coffee or brush our teeth or get to whatever it is. There are things that we desire. Desire is a part of life. But there are some desires, like getting up in the morning and going to the bathroom. It's not, not it's paramount in some cases, but it's not, the goal that you want. So he'll say you have to have this goal, make it a white hat obsession, but at the same time, not treat it with desperation, not treat it with, I hope I get it, or fear that you won't get it, or doubt that it's possible, but to have this goal with a white hat obsession and know that you are the author of your life, you are the driver of your car, you're going to make this thing happen because of who you are and what you do. So he'll say, don't let how to do it stop you. Just start where you are, because who you are is the most important part of all of this. And that's what people miss.
Yeah, I love what you're saying. And I was watching one congressman speak with an anchor on CNN a couple of days ago, and he said, things would work a lot better if we had teamwork in Congress. And as if by saying the word teamwork, that would make a difference. So in the context of what you're pointing to, the book is a spiritual book.
All right.
It's not about doing things, it's about being and becoming. Now, let's connect that with the life of an entrepreneur. who's at point A in business and wants to get to point B. Give us something from your journey. How has reading Think and Grow Rich on a daily basis, portions of it, impacted your life as an entrepreneur?
Great question.
And, created in this fashion. You were here and maybe you read something or thought about something from the book and it guided you, and then you were here. Give us a sense of how it shows up in your life and gives you your life.
Oh, this is such a beautiful question, and I hope I do it justice. Quite candidly, the person that's in front of you now is not the person who was always there. I've been on a path and an evolution and a journey, but at one time I was far more concerned with me, far more concerned with competing with the world and competing with others and trying to be the best of the best, not the best of myself. And so I would struggle. I'm an actor also, so I would go to auditions, not get the part, see somebody who got the part, go, I could have done that better. But I spent a lot of my time frustrated and angry, and to some extent alone, because I would aggravate my friends who were becoming successful. They didn't want to be around me because I had this negative attitude. And when I understood, I went to a play one night that they had wanted to cast me as this person, a part in the play, and I said, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. It was a tiny part, but a significant part. And I said, I don't want to spend the 6 weeks, out of Los Angeles doing this play. So I'm going to do it. I went to the play, and the person that did the part was amazing. They couldn't have made a better choice. Thank God I turned it down. It was one of those things that it was perfect. I learned this important lesson at that moment, that it's not all about me. It's about the right person for the right part, the right combination of talent that make an experience for an audience. And so movie making went from this is my moment to be a star to how can I add value to the team? How can I be a valuable part of this production? And so much value that people want me to be on other productions because I have the right attitude. I do the right things. I'm not in it for myself. I'm not a grumbler or a complainer, but I'm a person who is of value to them. And I know my place in the pecking order, and I'm not trying to, so taking that into business, I hate terms like capitalism and socialism because people adhere to things kind of religiously, but there's good and not so good in every concept that we have. A hammer can be used to build or to tear down. So some of our concepts can be serve us. I like to think of it in terms of not positive and negative, but does it serve us well or not? So part of Think and Grow Rich, what I learned to embrace, and again, it's a spiritual concept. In the Bible, Jesus said, if two or more are gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. And Napoleon Hill and Andrew Carnegie and others have understood that the mastermind, Hill will say, it's like having a battery. Well, when you get 2 or 3 other people, you have all these other batteries so that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. So you have all this extra energy, but there's an important principle that people miss. All these people call these groups of collections where people pay to join masterminds. They're not masterminds. A mastermind is a very specific gathering of people. Now, they could be a mastermind, but they typically aren't. You don't pay to join a mastermind. That's not what it's about. That's a master class. A mastermind is people working together for a particular vision or mission. They each have a specific role that they fulfill so that you're not duplicating everything. And they're working together in harmony and of one mind. And in that case, that sum of the parts is greater, the whole is greater than the sum of those parts. But the key ingredient to making it work is that each person has their own expertise, but they work together in harmony. I didn't do that for many, many years. I worked against people to try and get ahead. So as an entrepreneur, now my life, I'm partnering up with people that they kind of come out of the woodwork. People ask me if I want to do something. I ask them if they want to do something. There's an alignment because I'm not trying to take from them. I'm trying to give to them, and they're trying to give to me. And when we unite, we have this exponential power or ability that supersedes what we could do separately.
Yeah.
And if you read the mastermind chapter about Napoleon Hill, and this is, I'll try to keep this real brief, he talks about the coming together of the United States. And since you mentioned the congressman, we can use teamwork, like we need teamwork, as if there's no teamwork coming from the other side of the aisle or, it could be a statement that really unites, or it could be a statement meant to divide. I don't know how it was used. But Hill argues in the book that these founding fathers came together at their own peril to life to create this country. They created the document, the Declaration of Independence, and then they united the colonies. But they did it in harmony, working together, because they had a great vision of not living the tyrannical lifestyle of overseas, but of having this great thing here. And so they worked together and they united eventually 50 states. And we don't have that anymore. There's this division, there's a fighting, there's this opposite you, we have to win, they have to win. There's no harmony of vision of let's make let's forget our personal ambitions and let's unite for the good of the country. Let's unite for the good of the people. It's the people we serve. It's not our arguments that are important. And this is the stuff that seems to be missed. There are no
moment now.
There are no leaders in government. They're only representatives, by the way.
That's a perfect play on words. Let's invite questions in, starting with Giovanni. Giovanni, I'd love for you to pop in and open it up.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Rex. I was capturing while you were speaking, Rex, an extensive view, a very large view for the opportunity that growth and development is for one's life. And so I want to dive into everything you were saying, and I love for you to maybe give us a 1.5 minute description or of your view of the event that is coming this weekend also.
Oh, thank you for asking. It's so cool. Yeah, we're doing an event called it's the Think and Grow Rich Institute Summit. Satish Varna is the CEO of the Institute, the Think and Grow Rich Institute. And Mo Rock, CEO of the Los Angeles Tribune, and Satish of the Think and Grow Rich Institute have put together a summit. There's no charge to attend the summit. And we're putting together a collection of speakers. It starts on Saturday, the 14th, 10 a.m. Pacific time, and we've added a day. It goes to the 17th, sometime in the afternoon it will end. They have brought some incredible speakers. I've invited some incredible speakers. You might have a graphic up there. There's Mary Morrissey. You might know her from the incredible work she does. Marie Diamond, who one of the stars of The Secret. Mark Victor Hansen sold more books than anyone on the planet. You could think he's written over 350. I don't even know how many books he's written, because he just came out with a really good book on Reverend Ike. And if I love Reverend Ike, been listening to Reverend Ike since I was 14. Les Brown is going to be there too, and a good friend of mine, Ben Gay, who is the last living protege of Napoleon Hill, so he'll be there. But he actually, I'm going to let him tell it. So this coming weekend, the 14th through the 17th, Think and Grow Rich Institute Summit, and great speakers above and beyond the ones that I've mentioned. There's something every day, and it's growrich23.com. You can go register, be there for free. If you've got a graphic or something, you can flash up, you can see some of the people. There's many other speakers that I didn't name, but Satish will be there, Mo will be there. Yes, sir.
So Rex, you say I have invited some speakers, so that leaves me with you're part of the group that is creating.
I work with the Tribune. I'm part of the Tribune. I work with the Tribune, and I've been a host of the Tribune TV show that I did, All Things Rex Worldwide. So yeah, and I invite my friends, and I bring people.
You have some really cool friends now. So let me ask you this question.
I'm lucky. I'm blessed.
Yes. I want to ask you this question. You have mentioned it during today's episode, but I wanted to hone in, and the question is, what's the mission that's driving this incredible event? What did you guys connect it to that's driving this event?
Well, a couple of things. Mo, the CEO and the publisher of the Los Angeles Tribune, has had a vision of being a journalistic endeavor, a leading outlet for not just the news, but good news and inspiration, and connecting people up with resources like the people that we're doing. We've done a number of these events over the years, and we've had Bob Proctor, Dennis Waitley, Brian Tracy. I mean, we have all sorts of people through the years. This is one in which Think and Grow Rich and Napoleon Hill have been instrumental in making more millionaires than anyone on the planet. Mark Victor has sold more books than anyone on the planet. So it only makes sense to be able to provide, because we have the platform, to provide these opportunities for people to come, learn, connect with people, possibly get to know people, become friends with people, but to transform their lives. It's a transformative event. And so, different people together bring people that they know, or they go, can we get somebody? It's like putting together a movie. You cast it and you get the best that you can. And we're very lucky. We always get the best.
That's phenomenal. Sorrel, I can go on, but go ahead.
Well, we'll probably have time for a couple of questions from our dear friends right here with us. So I'll remove the spotlights, and here we are. So I wanted to have Rex come on today because it's in the way that the Daily Huddle was created. It's created as a gift. And when there's a gift that's being given, we want to make sure that you know of the gift. So that gift is your participation free of charge from the 14th through the 17th in the Think and Grow Rich Summit, being hosted by the LA Tribune and our good friend who works there, Rex Sikes. So
And
I have a question.
Let me just say there are a number of other hosts and panelists and people who are important that didn't get mentioned by me or other, but they are significant in making this whole event happen. And I would be remiss if I didn't point that out. So thank you.
Thank you. Laura, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Rex. Motivated and inspired, and thank you for highlighting the fact that Think and Grow Rich is a spiritual book. Most people do not recognize it as such. So I just want to thank you for inspiring me today. And I will be buying your book for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good deal.
Thank
The
you, Laura.
website
That's an
again
important-
is
Go ahead.
Yeah, the website again is Grow Rich 23, and some of your friends that you mentioned that you may have not mentioned by name are pictured here on the homepage. This event is free of charge. It starts on the 14th and ends on the 17th. So courtesy of our friend Rex Sikes and a Daily Huddle family opportunity for the gift that keeps on giving to keep on giving. Rex, I'd love for you to say one last thing before we close the day. The Daily Huddle runs too fast.
Well, and I'm so used to talking, for 12 hours a day. I apologize. Attend the event, do it. Just do it. If nothing else, register and then watch the replays, but be there. It's a significant event. Share it with other people and get the word out. It is a spiritual book, but we're spiritual creatures. So let's unite. Let's make the event not just about the event, but make it about you and your family and your friends and your business, so that you transform it and live the life that you deserve and that you want to do. So that's why we do it. Is to help other people do, and ourselves, follow our dreams and our passions, and that's what you're doing with the Daily Huddle. And I so love you and appreciate you and each of the people here that didn't have a chance to speak because I go on and on and on. Thank you.
I'm not gonna let you stay with that. We love the way you are animated. We love the spirit that drives you, and when that spirit drives you and it makes you speak the way you speak, we're blessed for it, and we let it ride. Thank you for being here, everyone. Today is Friday. Guess what? It's going to be the weekend. Have a fantastic weekend. We're going to leave you with our 8 tenets. And we're inviting you to come join us again next week, every single day of the week with our hosts, Kim and Zach, Mr. Chase Still Gray, Tara Heaton and Catherine Sable, Dr. Monica Ogando, and my good friend Giovanni Gonzalez and myself. We exist to serve you, and we cannot serve without your listening. So I thank you for your listening. Go forth, love, laugh out loud, be crazy, pretend nobody's watching. Go for it. Eat mostly plant-based, stress less, give, sleep, move your body, and check your assumptions. I love all of you. Giovanni loves you more. That's our show for today.
Thanks, guys. Everybody have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend,
I-
Tara.
One love, guys. One love. Have a
I
amazing day.
definitely love you more.
Everybody.